try to understand. All our acharyas, they have a very special role in Krishna Prema, in Radharani's and Krishna's love. Whenever there is an intimate pastime, and we will practically give you an example. Let's say there are two adults in a room. Let's say father, mother, or one male and a female. And sometimes they are in a very romantic situation, right? And some adult walks in, then they will stop, right? They will stop whatever they're doing. They're not going to continue. They feel shy. Their rasa has been broken. Or on the other hand, supposing if they are fighting and they're speaking harsh words to each other, and if somebody walks in, then they and the moment they leave, they start again, right? But when a little child walks in, they don't mind it. They will continue their romance or they will continue their fighting. So when Krishna and Radharani are in the Kunja, they have different moods. Sometimes they are in a very amorous, sweet pastime, and sometimes Radharani is very upset and she is in her man. And she doesn't want to look at Krishna. And Krishna says, please look at me, please. Don't. And then he will try to lift her veil and Radharani will, and she will turn her head very stiffly. No, go. Like that. So that is called man. So all these, but during Jai, Shishi, Nitai Gaur Sundar ki Jai. So, Radharani is in one of those moods. So Krishna has probably upset her too much. Now Krishna has to pacify her. It's always, you can never win the wife. Or you can never win the girlfriend. No matter what. It's a given. You know, nobody in this world can say that they can win. You know, there's a one little quick story that I'm reminded of. Once there was the king's birthday. Very, very rich king. So he declared that I'm going to give a gift to everyone in my kingdom. But I am going to give gifts in two groups. In one group, there should be one line where there was a sign that if in your house, as a male, if you are the most powerful, then you come in this line. And those who are not, then you come in this line. And there was a special gift for those whose power was really there in the household. But there was nobody in the line, only one person. And the rest of them were admitted that no, we don't have any power in our house. It's my wife who is very all-powerful. So he gave them all a gift. What was the gift? He gave them a basket of apples. To those people who really admitted that only we are not powerful. So he was very happy. There is at least one person in my kingdom in this line. And in his house, he is the master and he is the controller. So he said, well, I should give him a very special gift. So he tells his soldiers, bring the best, that strong horse that I have, the Arabian horse, that beautiful black horse, we give him as a gift. So he gets the gift, he's very happy. And he's going nicely on the horse and he comes in front of the door and his wife is looking at him. What? You went walking and you came back on a horse? Yes. What do you think? The king has recognized that I'm very powerful in the house and I'm the only one in the kingdom. So the wife said, okay, whatever. But you brought an ugly black horse. At least tell him to give you a white one. So he went back to the king and he said, King, my wife says this is not a good color. Bring me a white one. King said, park the horse and you take the apples. So you can never win. So same thing, Krishna is trying to pacify Srimati Radharani. So in one of those moments, when they are in a very fighting mood, or when she is in the man mood, the Ashtasakis or her best friends, they leave the kunja. But they still need seva. They still need service. Like if Radharani is crying, somebody has to give her the tissue or a glass of water or fan them. So who does that? The Manjaris do that. So that Hare Krishna, so that they continue relishing their sweet pastimes without any disturbance. So now, these Manjaris, after the pastime is over, all the Sakhis gather around her. Lalita, Vishaka, what happened inside? Please tell us. You know more than us. You know these intimate pastimes. Therefore, we sing in the Mangalarti, Nikunja yuno rati keli siddhyai, yaya alibir yukti rapekshaniya, tatra ati dakshad, ati vallavasya, vande guru Sri Charanaravindam. Our acharyas in the Gaudiya line, they are all manjaris. Like the 6 Goswamis, Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Sanatana Goswami is Lavanga Manjari. Raghunath Das Goswami is Tulsi Manjari or Rati Manjari. And so on and so forth. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Kamla Manjari. Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj is Guna Manjari. Bhakti Siddharth Saraswati Thakur is Nayana Manjari. And Prabhupada did not reveal who he is. But we can know that he is also in the amorous pastimes of Krishna in the service of Radha and Krishna because he is dear to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is very dear to Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami is very dear to Lalita Sakhi and very dear to Radharani. So these special pastimes that even Lalita and Vishakha, all the other gopis, they cannot see, our acharyas can see. So Krishna has got a very special place for them. So one time when Krishna did not come, Radharani is crying in separation and the gopis are upset. Lalita and Vishakha says, let that rascal come and we will see, we are going to, this time, we will punish him very badly. And Radharani says, I don't even want to see his face. And if he comes to the Kunja, stop him before that. Stop him. So Lalita, Vishakha and the Ashtasakis, they stop him. They are guarding the Kunja with sticks. And the Manjaris are also there, the little Manjaris are also there. Now Shyam Sundar, so in the meantime, because Shyam Sundar has not come, they send a messenger, one of the Manjaris, go find out what happened. And we suspect that he is in Chandravali's Kund. So you go there in that direction. So one of the messenger Manjaris go, and they then on the way, as they are going in that area where Chandravali is living, one of the messengers of Chandravali very proudly says, Shyam Sundar is not coming to Radharani's Kunj tonight. He is going to be with my mistress, Chandravali. So you go tell them that they can take a hike. So then the duty comes back. The messenger comes back and gives the sad news that he's not coming. This is the news I got. So that makes them, Lalita and Vishakha, very furious. Lalita and Vishakha are very protective of Srimati Radharani. They are first, actually these Astasakis and these Manjaris are first Radharanis. We have to try to understand the principle behind our Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Of course, we are not so qualified to speak about it or hear about it, but if we understand the main core principle, then that should help us in our devotional life at some point. Rather than just saying that we are not this body and we are a spirit soul, there's something beyond that which the Gaudiya Vaishnavas give us. And the Gaudiya Vaishnavas give us the pure, unalloyed devotional service of Sri Radha. We are actually first servitors of Srimati Radharani. We are known as Radha Dasyas or Radha Dasis. If Radharani is happy, we are happy with Krishna. If Krishna makes Radharani upset, Krishna is our number one enemy. Just like when a husband and wife, they fight, as long as they are happy, the in-laws are very happy. Such a nice son-in-law, he is the best. And when the wife comes home with complaints, then they are going to have a long list. Rascal, leave him, divorce him, do this. The brother will say, if I ever see him, he'll flex his muscles, I'm going to knock him out. He gave you so much trouble. So that mood is there of the family members for their own. So similarly, our Gaudiya Acharyas, who are Manjaris, and the Astasakis, who are in the left wing, are Radharanis. And every time Krishna makes them happy, Krishna, you are the best thing in the world for us. Because Krishna makes Radharani happy, that's all they want. And they always want to see Radha and Krishna happy. Both of them. But if Krishna does anything to make Radharani upset, God forbid them. God forbid Krishna. Just as an expression. Just as an expression. So Krishna, the news goes, Krishna finally comes very late. He does come late. And Radharani is in tears, but Krishna cannot go inside. And Lalita and Vishakha are like, you wait, you rascal. And they really have the sticks. They want to beat him up. They want to really beat him up. And Krishna says, please forgive me. Chandravali didn't let me go. 100 excuses. We don't care. You made our Pran Sakhi cry. You made her cry. My life long, my life air. Srimati Radharani is my life air. Not different from the air in my body. You made her cry. You made her suffer. Okay, I'm very sorry. I'm going to pacify her. You know I'm very good at it. Let me in. No. She has ordered. You're not going in. That's it. So then he falls at their feet. Even then they don't listen. Then he falls at the feet of the Manjaris. That you go tell him, tell Radharani that I'm here. Because I'm the only one she knows that can pacify her. So the Manjaris go inside and they give the news. Radha, Shyam Sundar has come. What shall we do? Shall we let him in? He's very sorry. Lots of perspiration on his face. He's sweating. Let him in, no? Radharani says, no. Please. So our acharyas who are in the form of Manjaris, they convince her because they're always looking for the union of Radha and Krishna. But Radharani, this time she is very upset. She says, no means no. What part of no you do not understand? So Krishna falls at the feet of the Manjaris. Please go inside again. And please try to convince her. They go again. And same result. This time Radharani says, no. So now Krishna is very upset. Really upset. He's so upset that he goes to the bank of the Jamuna. He throws his crown. He throws his garment, the upper body garment. He throws his flute. All of that. And he's rolling and crying. Because Radharani has never done this to him. After some convincing, she lets him in. But this time she doesn't even want to see him. So now he is extremely upset. That Radharani has completely rejected him. His life and soul, Radharani, has rejected him to this extent. So he is completely distraught. He is crying. And at that time, Purnamasi comes. Purnamasi is Yogamaya. She actually arranges all the spiritual pastimes of Radha and Krishna in such a way that it only enhances the pastimes of Krishna in Vraj. And of course, and even in other spiritual planets, but specifically in Vraj, her job is 24/7. Because, first of all, what is the function of Maya? Anybody, please help me.
Cover us.
To cover us, to make us forgetfulness of Krishna. That is Mahamaya. And what is the function of Yogamaya? To make us forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. To make the Vrajvasis forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So that the sweetness, their intimacy increases. And to make Krishna forget that he is God. She puts a spell on him also. Krishna has given her like a blank checkbook. Use it anytime you want. Even on me. No problems. So to enhance the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, to enhance the pastimes of Raj, to enhance the Vatsalya Ras, to enhance the Sakya Ras, to enhance the Madhurya Ras, Yogamaya is very busy arranging these things. And her assistant is who? Vrinda Devi. Vrinda Devi is Yogamaya's #1 assistant. She assists Yogamaya in the different pastimes to arrange them so that it enhances Krishna's pastimes, it enhances Krishna's pleasure. It enhances Krishna's pleasure. So then both of them come and they first try to pacify Krishna. What happened, my dear Krishna? Oh, Radha today, she just doesn't even want to see me. In the past, after some convincing, at least she lets see me and then she cries and then we fight and then I convince her. But today she won't even see me. So I think my life is useless. Krishna thinks like that. Krishna feels like that. So what he does is, he says, you tell me, Purnamasi, what should I do? It's like, when you are in so much distress, you find a friend or somebody, can you tell me what I should do in this situation? Right? We always try to take advice. So he takes advice from So Purnamasi says, yes, there is a solution. But you have to listen to me. You have to listen to me. Perfectly. No deviations. None of your cleverness, Krishna. Because you are too clever for everybody. So you have to follow all the instructions Very, very accurately. So Krishna says, yes, yes, please tell me, please. I want to meet my Radha. Please, I will do anything. So Yogamaya and Vrinda Devi say, you'll do anything? Are you sure? So he said, yes, please, please, please tell me, I will do anything. So okay, he says, first of all, you have to throw away your peacock feather. Krishna says, peacock feather? So he throws it away, okay. Throw away your flute. My flute? In Vraj without flute and peacock feather? Yes, yes, you promised you would do that. You want Radha, right? Yeah. Okay, flute gone. Now, you have to get rid of all your opulent pitambar, the golden dhoti that you wear, and the silken upper garment that you have. Throw that away. And all your opulent ornaments that Yashoda Mai has given you. What? Yashoda Mai will be very upset if she doesn't find those jewels on me. No, well, you want Radha, right? Yeah. And then you have to wear saffron like that sannyasi, like that brahmachari. What? Yes. You want Radharani, right? She says, yes, I'm ready to do that. And shave your head. Oh, Krishna's long, beautiful hair. Vritam kuntalai snigdha. Huh? In Damodarashtakam we sing that. What is that verse? Huh? It starts with what? No, the verse starts with Idam te mukhambojam avyakta nilair vritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya muhuschumbitam bimba rakta adharam me manasya virashtam alam lakshalabhe. Beautiful, long, curly hair with a tinge and a hue of redness. Such beautiful hair. I have to get rid of them. Yes, you want Radha. Okay. I'll do that. And then I will give you one kanji. Kanji is like a one stringed instrument. Like a guitar has 6 strings. And this kanji has got one instrument. You've seen some sadhus in India and Vrindavan, you go, they play on one string. Bing, 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 and they do their bhajan. So you will take that and I will teach you a song. And then you go to the kunja. And Radharani will meet you. And what is the song? That I am a beggar of prema. I am a beggar of prema. I am a beggar of prema. When you do that and you sing this song, and it's a nice long song that Vrinda Devi and Purnamasi, they give Krishna. Krishna is now ready in saffron, in his shaved head, and now he goes to the kunja. And now the Sakhis, they see, the Manjaris see that the sannyasi is the sadhu has come. So now they are thinking, sadhu means he knows everything. And now they want to mitigate the misery of Radharani. That Baba, can you come and see if my Radharani has some problems? Why is Krishna behaving so erratic? She loves him so much. And maybe you know everything. So Radharani is our pran Sakhi, our best friend, is in distress. Maybe you can tell us the reason. Like, when people in India, they see somebody in the saffron robes, maybe you can do fortune telling. You can look at the hand. You can read. So he says, yes, I can tell. Krishna wanted to just get in. No problem. I can tell. I can try to find out what her problem is and I can get the solution. So they go to Radharani and tell, look, there's a nice sannyasi Baba outside and he can probably tell you what is wrong. Maybe the stars or something. They're thinking like that too. That how to mitigate them so that you can control Sam Sundar completely so that that rascal doesn't go to Chandravali anymore. So maybe this Baba has a solution. So this Baba says that, yes, so they say, okay, bring him in, Radharani gives permission. So this Baba comes into the kunja. So then she slowly puts her hand out of the veil. Baba says, I don't see the veil. My study is with the lines on the face. So Radharani says, I don't show my face to anyone, to any male. I don't do that. So then Krishna, who is in the form of a Baba, he says, okay, fine. He started taking his kanji and started walking out. And, no, please stop. The Sakhis are saying, no, she will show you. Arey Baba, they're trying to convince Radharani that this is a sannyasi. He doesn't care whether you're a male or a female. Come on, you want to control Krishna, right? Maybe he has the formula. Don't do this. Show him your face. He can read the lines on your forehead and then this tricky Krishna, as usual, he's so tricky. He says, now I can only speak to her in private. Not in front of all of you. Because there's some secrets, and I don't want to reveal that. Maybe she doesn't want it. So he plays this politics. So then the gopis are coming, yes. Because they love Radharani so much. Anything to make her happy. See the point? This is our Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Yes, we will leave. And they left. And then Radharani simply opens her veil and then she sees this sannyasi and then she sees this is my Shyam Sundar. And this Shyam Sundar, they see each other and then she is very calm and then they are enjoying their pastimes. But coming back to our main subject of Shikashtakam and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, Vishakha Sakhi, because Krishna made Radharani cry many times out of separation, Vishakha had cursed Krishna that one day you will also cry. You will also cry and you will also feel the pain that Radharani feels. And you will go to the material world and you will suffer. And that is Mahaprabhu. Last 12 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in the Gambhira. Have you all been to Jagannath Puri? How many of you? Taken darshan. And in Jagannath Puri, have you been to the Gambhira? Just 2 of you. Next time you go, please go. Gambhira is the last 12 years Mahaprabhu spent in a very small room, half the size of this room. And Mahaprabhu simply chanted the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he was so much in separation, feeling the pangs, crying day and night. It is said that his assistant, Swarup Damodar, who is Swarup Damodar? Lalita Sakhi. And Rai Ranavananda, who is Vishakha Sakhi. And Govinda, one more servant. They were there guarding the place day and night. Mahaprabhu used to get into this ecstasies where he would just simply open the door and run. And he would think that the sea in Jagannath Puri is Jamuna and he would jump into it. And the Chatak mountain, he would think it is Govardhan. And like that, he would express his deep ecstasies and like a madman. And they locked him up in the room. Swarup Damodar used to sleep guarding the door, across the door, so that if Mahaprabhu woke up and he tried to go, he would immediately wake up and stop him. And Mahaprabhu would chant day and night. When he would chant, he would be in so much separation, burning, that his cheeks would rub on the wall and blood would come out. Just chanting the names of Krishna. So, this was a curse from Vishakha, that you have made my Sakhi cry, now you will also cry one day in separation. And Krishna being the Bhakta Vatsala and Gopi Jana Vallabha, most dear to the gopis, and gopis are very dear to him, he accepted that curse. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for 2 reasons, external and internal reasons. The external reason of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he came here was to propagate the Sankirtan. Ajanu lambito bhujau kamalayataksho Vishwambharo Dvijavaro Kamalayataksho Ajanu Lambito Bhujau Kamalayataksho Sankirtanai Pitaro. They are Nityananda Gaur Sundar. They are the founders of the Sankirtan movement, the fathers of the Sankirtan movement. And they came here to give the holy name very freely. And the reason, so that people can be delivered just by chanting the holy name. That was the external reason why he came. And through the holy name, one could attain the highest goal of human life, which is Krishna Prem. So he opened the floodgates of Krishna Prem. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there was no Krishna Prem as such. Ishwar Puri and Madhavendra Puri actually started the symptoms of Prema. But before that, mostly it was all in awe and reverence in Dasya Rasa. Very, very rare you will find in the 12th century, 11th century, Vidyapati, Chandidas, then what is his other name? Jaidev Goswami. They were very, very rare personalities, and that was also very internal, not open for everyone. But Mahaprabhu opened the floodgates. Just simply chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you will get the perfection of life. And especially if you are chanting this in the Gaudiya mood, then you will get Madhurya Prem. Love in the fifth rasa, which is the topmost. And the internal reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came or Krishna came, there are three internal reasons. First reason is to glorify Srimati Radhika's prem, to glorify her love. Yadi gaur na hoite tabe ki hoito kemone dharitam de radhara mahima prema rasa sima jagat janatake. If Gauranga Mahaprabhu did not come, then what would have happened? Tabe ki hoito. Radhara mahima, the glories of Srimati Radharani, prema rasa sima, the topmost crescendo or the highest zenith of love in the amorous Madhurya Ras, how would the world have known if Gauranga Mahaprabhu did not come? So to glorify Radha's prem was the internal reason. Second reason is, he saw that Radharani is always relishing his beauty. Krishna sometimes would look at himself in the water, and sometimes he would be perplexed by looking at his own beauty. He is so beautiful. Navanirada nindita kanti dharam rasosagara nagara bhupavaram shubhavanki macharu shikhanda sikim bhaja Krishna nidhim vraja rajasatam kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. There's nobody as beautiful as Krishna. He's so beautiful. He sometimes is just wonderstruck when he sees his own beauty. But when Radharani sees Krishna's beauty, she relishes it. And Krishna cannot relish his own beauty. So in order, he got this. Now Krishna, we are talking about greed still. So now Krishna developed his greed. His greed was to relish his own beauty. And the third reason, the third greed that he had was that the happiness that Srimati Radharani derives from relishing his beauty, he wanted to experience, he had that greed to experience that happiness. And in order to fulfill this greed, he became Mahaprabhu for internal reasons. To taste that. He wanted the mood of Srimati Radhika. And a very simple example, supposing if there are two persons, they are facing each other, and one person says something very funny, and the other person laughs. And when seeing him laugh, he laughs. And they both laugh. And they both laugh. And the laughter continues. Or like a little baby child sitting in your lap, and when you make him giggle or her giggle, kuchuku, kuchuk, and he smiles, and then you smile, and the girl smiles, the baby smiles, and you smile. So the happiness that you each other that are deriving from each other is uniquely separate. In order to understand what the baby is feeling, you would have to actually, by some miracle, become a baby in order to understand what that baby is feeling. And that baby would have to become you in order to understand what are your feelings 100%. So similarly, Krishna could not understand his own beauty, relish his own beauty, like as much as Radharani. And Radharani is so crazy after his beauty. What is that craziness? In order to taste that, he had to take the bhav or the mood of Srimati Radharani. So when Krishna decided to go, Radharani said, "You're not going alone." Krishna means, one of the meanings of Krishna is all attractive, of course. But Krishna also means dark in color. Dark. So Mahaprabhu would have been dark. But no, he's not dark. He's Gauranga. He is golden complexion. Why? Because Radharani decided to wrap herself around. Because she knew that this crazy person, if he gets intoxicated like I got intoxicated for him, he's going to start falling. He's going to start scratching his body. he's going to start hurting himself. I would rather take the hurt. Look at the love of Radharani. I would rather take the hurt and cover myself around her, just like when you wear protective gear when you're playing certain sports, right? So that you don't get hurt. So Radharani acts like a shield in the craziness of Krishna as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That's why she decides to come along with him in his mood and her complexion. So this is, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So external reasons are there explained when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the last chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter number 20, the Shikashtakam is mentioned, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And our acharyas explain that the last 12 years that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent after his traveling and spreading the Sankirtan movement, he decided to stay in Jagannath Puri and in the Gambhira and do his own bhajan. To do his own bhajan. Now, what is the goal of our bhajan as devotees? Will somebody just briefly tell me? What is the goal of our bhajan?
Prema.
Krishna Prema, very nice. Anybody else?
Give it to others.
Sorry?
Give it to others.
To give it to others. That's also very good. That's a nice goal. So like we have goals. That is why we are chanting, we are coming to the temple, we are associating, we are doing aarti, book distribution, so many things related to devotional service. We do that because that's our goal. And we do bhajan. And bhajan means chanting the holy names. Is an integral part of our bhajan. But Krishna's bhajan, what was his bhajan? See, he did 12 years of intense bhajan. He did intense bhajan. And he became, that intense bhajan was due to the separation. Now, he is actually wanting so badly the mood of Radharani. When you want something so bad, you are very intense about it. So his goal was to get that mood to first of all glorify Radharani's prem, that was his greed, to relish his own beauty and the happiness that Srimati Radharani gets. That was his goal. That was his reason for doing bhajan in the Gambhira. And it is said by our acharyas, it has been expressed that he was burning in separation eventually when he did achieve his goal. As Radharani's full-fledged mood, he was like a volcano. A volcano, like, sometimes I don't know, each one of us, due to our personal experiences, we may have felt separation for somebody that we have really loved. It could be maybe a father or a mother or a grandfather who left us. Or maybe even sometimes our own child goes to school or college or maybe moves out of the house. Sometimes we feel a burning sensation. A deep, it's indescribable. And the sensation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt was so intense, burning, it was like a volcano. It was like a volcano. Too much heat inside in the heart. And the Shikashtakam came out as lava from his mouth, from a volcano. It just flowed. So this Shikashtakam, I have just given you a brief introduction of how the Shikashtakam happened. That is why I said that this is a seminar that is very interesting. But anyways, I'll try my best as much as I can cover because I'm here for 2 days. Day after tomorrow I have to go to France. So, but I'm happy that I'm here and I'm very happy that you all are very keenly listening and that is giving me encouragement. And some of these words that are emanating are just by their mercy. They are also flowing. It is not that I plan too much on this. It just comes. The last time I gave this seminar was about a year and a half ago. So it's nice to be engaged in this service for my own purification as well. So we go into the very first verse now. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadava agni nirvapanam. What does that mean? Cheto darpana marjanam. Now, this regular translation is there and it's perfect in its own place. But there are many different meanings here. External meaning and internal meaning. So first we will discuss the external meaning. Cheto means our consciousness. The consciousness of our mind. The mirror of our mind. Due to the polluted contamination that has happened to us since time immemorial. I don't even want to say 100 births or 1,000,000 births or 20 trillion births. Our acharyas don't like to use time. They use the word since time immemorial. We've been suffering in this material world since time immemorial. We can't even put a number to it. And due to that, we have accumulated so many anarthas, so many misgivings, so much rust. And supposing, I don't know how many of you, it doesn't happen much in Sweden or in the Western world, but if you have a home in Vrindavan or Mayapur and you close it for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, you don't go, when you open the doors, layers and layers of dust, right? And it takes a long time to clean. Supposing you close your house for 1 week and you go, it's easy to clean. Or maybe 1 day, 2 day. My mother is so addicted to cleaning the house, she has to clean it every day. Every day, she in the morning, it's like her from habit, right from her childhood or from a marriage given to by in inheritance from my grandmother. Clean all the time. And they live in Bombay, so it's a little dusty too. But clean all the time. We have to be very careful. My aunts also, the moment you come in, she will put a newspaper. Put your shoes here. Don't go inside, like that. So they are like cleanomanics. So, can you imagine for somebody who is cleaning every day and then if it doesn't happen in 1 day, she's already upset for some reason, she cannot do it, either she's sick or weak, she doesn't do it, she feels bad. So like that, imagine for 3 days, 5 days, 30 years, if you don't open up a room, for 30 million lifetimes, we have accumulated so much dust in our hearts. Layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of material contamination. Cheto darpanam bhavad mahadava agni nirvapanam. This, due to the accumulation of this dust, we don't know what the solution is. We are suffering in this great forest fire. Maha, Dava, Davanal. Davanal means forest fire. Maha means a great. And we don't even know how to extinguish it. Generally speaking, a forest fire you cannot extinguish by normal means. You cannot take the fire brigade or even the helicopters with the water. They try to do that in California. It doesn't work out when there's a big one. You just have to wait for the mercy of Krishna to shower rain, torrential rain. And that is the mercy of Mahaprabhu, mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, mercy of Gurudev, mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Only they can extinguish this fire. And how do they do that? By first recommending that you chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the best process in Kali Yuga that one can achieve this perfection. In Satya Yuga, the process was meditation. Kirtayam Dhayate Vishnu. In Treta Yuga, the process was for attaining perfection. Treta Yam Makai, by conducting fire sacrifices and yagyas. Dwaparya Paricharyana. In Dwapar Yuga, elaborate temple worship. Kalota Dhari Kirtanam. And in Kali Yuga, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. Kevalam. Kalo eva nasti, eva nasti, eva nasti. Gatiranyatha. 3 times it has been stressed in the Purans. So Mahaprabhu comes and tells us that, you know what, you don't even know what your problem is. You are suffering again and again. Puna puna janam, puna puna maranam. Again and again you are being born and again you die. Sometimes you get human body, sometimes animal's body, fish body. 8,400,000 species of life. And we are simply Ei Rupe Brahman Brahmite. In this way, we are completely oscillating. Sometimes doing pious activities, we are going to the heavenly planets. We come back. Again, according to our association, bad association, impious activities, we are thrown to the dungeons of hell. After we finish, we come back. Ei Rupe Brahman Brahmite, like a clock pendulum. Tuck, 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 tuck. Sometimes in the heavenly planets, sometimes in hell, sometimes here in the center. And that Jiva is very fortunate who comes across the mercy of Mahaprabhu through Guru. Guru Krishna, Prasade Pai, Bhakti Lata Bij, we get the seed of pure devotion in our hearts. And in order to once the seed is there, we need to water it. It's like you make a hole in your garden, you put the seed and you don't water it. What's going to happen? No result. So watering is the chanting of the holy names and the process of devotional service as enlisted by our acharyas. So when we do that, our consciousness is purified. Cheto darpana marjanam. And when that marjanam means when we are purified, we are purged of our anarthas. First we have some faith. That's why we come to the temple. We go to the mosque. We go to the church. We assemble with spiritual people. Due to our initial faith. Ado Shraddha. Then due to that faith, the next thing happens is you meet saintly people. Especially when you meet the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. They really guide you very well. And when you meet these saintly people, then the next step that they tell you, Sadhu Sang, is, what is the next step? Bhajana Kriya. So Bhajana Kriya means they tell you, look, if you're serious about knowing who you are, and if you're serious about solving your problems of birth and death, and if you're serious about being really, really happy, then this is what you need to do and this is what you need to give up or not do. Just like a good doctor. A good doctor, we are all diseased. So when you go to a good doctor, then a good doctor will give us some medicine. You need to take this medicine and you need to stop doing these things. So let's say if you have diarrhea, the doctor will say, first of all, stop eating jalebis and gulab jamuns and heavy stuff. Right? No. No oil, no ghee, no butter, all that, no pizza. And what do? You take this medicine that I give you. So our acharyas tell us, we are diseased. The bhajana kriya, the sadhus tell us, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. These are the don'ts. And what are the do's then? The do's are the tablets that they give us. Chant the holy name, come to the temple, associate with devotees, take darshan, do arti of the Lord. When you get time, do Mathuravas, go to Vrindavan, go to the holy places, read scriptures like Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So these are the don'ts, and these are the do's, and these are the don'ts. This is what Mahaprabhu said. These 5 things we must do. Chant the holy names, associate with devotees, read scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and we should be doing Archa Vigraha, we should do the worship of deities and visit holy places. And 4 things we should not do. It is not that Prabhupada got some dream that you should stop doing these 4 things, because a lot of people don't stress this. So many yoga clubs, so many spiritualists, they don't talk about this. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no tea and coffee also. Why? Prabhupada speaks everything as is. That's what we need to be very proud about in our parampara. That we are the best, we've got the best school of spirituality. Like people are dying to get admission into Harvard and Stanford and so many big universities like Oxford. And we are already admitted into this school. So we should be good students and stay and complete our graduation. That's the beauty. And Prabhupada gave this information as it is based on scripture. Everybody can repeat this verse and perhaps memorize it if you can. Striyam. Striyam.
Striyam.
Dyutam.
Yutam.
Panam.
Panam.
Shunam.
Shunam.
Yatra.
Yatra.
Adharma.
Adharma.
Chaturvida.
Chaturvida.
Striyam dutam panam shunam yatra dharma chaturvida. This is the verse from Mahabharata. Prabhupada has taken that very seriously. Striyam means illicit sex. Dutam means gambling. Panam means intoxication. And shunam means meat eating. Yatra, these. Adharma, against religious principles, against your spiritual well-being. Chaturvida, these 4. So Prabhupada, we are fortunate, everything is given to us as is, whether we like it or not. A pure diamond is not very easily, you cannot purchase it. Cheap diamonds you can. Prabhupada said, I'm here to give the pure thing. So anyways, where were we in the Shikashtakam? So this holy names is a process to cleanse our heart. And when we meet sadhus, they tell us the process. So chant the holy names, do this, don't do this. And after that, we come to the stage of anartha nivritti. Anartha nivritti means we have so much garbage since time immemorial, layer after layer of a layer of dust that will be cleansed. And what is that garbage? There are anarthas are of different categories. So I will go a little bit into a detail about those anarthas. The first anartha category is known as Brahma or illusion. What is that? Tattva Brahma. Illusion about philosophy. Illusion about philosophy. And in that there are 4 categories. What is the first category? When you have Brahma or illusion about the self. Swarupa Brahma. And what is our illusion about the Swarup? I am this body. So that is an anartha. Swarupa, Swarup. Swa means myself. And who am I? So nobody knows that except the Hare Krishnas or very few Vaishnavas. We know it, but we don't have the realization yet. Let's also be very honest with ourselves. But at least we have that knowledge so that we can slowly work ourselves to that realization stage. But most people don't even know. Very funny thing. One day I played this game with somebody in an assembly. I was giving a lecture just to prove this point. I asked one person, or actually a young boy. So tell me, my dear boy, who are you? So, my name is Sanjay. But that's your name, but who are you? Oh, I'm a human being. That's your body, but who are you? Oh, I'm the son of such and such. That's your father. But who are you?